And Lando answered beautifully. If you saw my video yesterday, I put it out last night and it was entitled The Exam Questions, what Lando Norris needs to answer for if he's going to win on Sunday. The first on my list is procedural. What are the things that you need to do when the safety car happens, when the red flag happens, when the lights are flashing yellow, aborted start? Does that mean go or not go? Now, the second on my list is, of course, start. It was only about 200 meters before Lando lost the lead of that race. Flag points. Lando can't afford to do another Qatar, that is keep his foot flat through a yellow flag. If you can just look after your tires, it gives you more strategic options. Like, we don't need to come in. We can afford to wait and see what the weather does and then react. I think we are going to get that changeable condition in Melbourne with a lot of showers like we saw before, on and off, a heavy and light, dry and wet, dry line, wet line, old inters, new dries. It's going to be a little bit like that. So it's going to need to look after the tires. Now, I think it's going to be one of real limitation in the wet, opening the steering, keeping the steering wheel straight. I want to see Lando playing the professional, mature, long game in this race tomorrow. When do you give everything you have and show off your pace? And then you need to know when to keep everything you have. It's going to be a race of that tomorrow. And there's going to need to be patient at some points as well, not react to a shower. Like, if a shower comes in and just drenches the track, there's no point coming in for wets. If in 5 laps, the sun comes out in Melbourne, that's going to dry out. You're going to have to be really patient as well. The mistakes really need to be turned down in the wet. One of the questions he's going to need to answer for is safety car restarts. This is defining what champions are, guys. They don't just get it done with the best car on a dry afternoon. They get it done sometimes in not the best car on a wet Sunday in Melbourne as well. You're going to need to answer for both of those questions if you want to be lifting a trophy of the world champions variety at the end of the year. Sometimes Oscar looked quicker, sometimes Max looked quicker, but Lando managed to get it all done. This was a champion's drive. You've been asked every single question, from strategy to race starts, wets on dries, dries on wets, restarts, yellow flags. The whole thing was asked and Lando answered beautifully.